Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to kind of a bonus episode today. This is going up on Monday. And I really wanted to show off this battle because I just had it. And by the end of it, I was shaking so much from the intensity of it all. So we are in our wonderful Neptune, and I really do love the Neptune. If you already did not or could not tell, I really do love the Neptune, but we are playing on a hotspot, and you may notice the team's a little bit small. We have a Midway, Iowa, Amagi, Des Moines, Neptune, Rune, Otago, and a Gearing. On the enemy team, there's a Hakaym, Iowa, Tirpitz, Zhao, Neptune, Donskoy, New Orleans, and a Gearing. And at the beginning of the battle, I point out to everyone, I'm like, everyone needs to stay together with their proper AA, because obviously the Des Moines is going to have a good AA, and the Neptune's going to have a good my Neptune has a good AA. So I'm like, hey, let's do that. Let's move to A. I'm still a little bit shaking from this battle. So the Neptune, for whatever reason, I mean, granted, I was decent at the Edinburgh, but the Neptune has become my ship. For whatever reason, I have become very proficient at the Neptune. Yes, some days I'll have bad games, some days I won't. But for whatever reason, I think it all first started when I went to the public test server and tried out the Minotaur and fell in love with the Minotaur. But anyways, I told the team, let's move to A. The Southeast team is going to move to B and try to capture that. So I'm like, hey, let's move to A. So it looks like we do have a friendly Iowa that is moving up with S to A. And we have a friendly Rune. Keep an eye on this Rune. I'm not particularly happy with this Rune. So I'm pushing in. More than likely, the destroyers over at sea. Therefore, A will probably not have a destroyer, so I'm going to push in and try to capture it. Now, I do point out to the carrier, the friendly carrier, that watch out for the Neptune, because the Neptune is on our side. That he probably is either a full AA build. If not, he still has really good AA, so do be weary of him. So I do push into A, and I do slow up. So the beginning of this battle is going to be a little bit slow. It is going to be all about positioning. And this is probably a very fine example on how to think in World of Warships as far as tactfully on your position, because you're going to see several mistakes made by me. I'm sure I've made a few mistakes, and made by the enemy team and some friendly teammates as well. So I pop smoke, and you can see that my positioning is not particularly great because I can't actually get over the island due to that Iowa. Now, unfortunately, we have no sights on the enemy team. This is mistake number one for me. I have a position where I can't really open fire, and I'm essentially wasting a smoke screen. Yes, I'm not detected, but I'm not there to assist. And the enemy carrier is actually pushing in with his torpedo planes to attack our friendly Iowa, which is going to actually make him to turn around. He's dropping torpedoes on him, and I think the Iowa is probably going to take quite a few. It's a Hakaym, and that's a lot of torpedoes coming in against this Iowa. He does take several on the chin. Looks like he took about 5 or so, but any moment now, he's not going to be around us for much longer. And this mistake is costly because now he's showing a broadside to the enemy team and goes down to the enemy Iowa. So mistake number one, we unfortunately do lose our Iowa due to the fact that the Iowa had no AA cover, so he turned away, showed broadside to the enemy Iowa, and then was forced to eat citadels from that enemy Iowa. So we do know that at least the ships on the enemy team are pushing out west around the island, and this is a mistake by them. They know I'm here. Obviously, I'm spotted by airplane, and if I were them, I would send either 1 or 2 ships around the island and 1 ship to stay behind. But then you could do a pincer movement against me and therefore kill me. But fortunately, for my luck, for my sake, this does not happen. Now, we just lost our Des Moines, and we also lost our other cruiser, the Otago. But the Otago at least did take out the New Orleans, so that is good. Unfortunately, our team is down 3 ships to 1, but we do have A and B fully secured, so that is going to bring in some additional points, which is going to help us in the long run. Now, we can see, fortunately, due to the planes that the Iowa set up, that the enemy ships are actually all pushing around this island. And I'm hoping that I can get into a position to torpedo at least the Zhao. Now, unfortunately, my positioning is a little bit on the poor side, I will fully admit, because once again, I'm not in a position where I can actually drop torpedoes safely. Now, the Zhao is detected, the Iowa is detected by the friendly rune, so that is very beneficial. That means I can at least get possibly some torpedoes off against that rune, or sorry, not that rune, that Zhao. Now, the friendly Midway does take out the gearing, and I think the Amagi took out the Donskoy. So we are now even, and I am once again detected. And I'm actually going to go ahead and speed up here because I want to keep this island separating me as much as possible, because this Zhao, if he does have AP, can very quickly take me out. And I am actually hydroacoustic detected, so therefore I only dropped 4 just in case I need to reserve. And it looks like the enemy carrier now has me in his sights and is bringing in his torpedo planes. Now, the AA on the Neptune is very good. As you can see, we've already shot down 3, but for whatever reason my RNGesus was not with me, and 1 torpedo plane does survive and is able to drop off his torpedo. Now, I'm not in a very good position. I have an island that is preventing me from making a full turn, and I do not want to become stranded. And it looks like another plane is coming in. We do take out 2. I'm going to have to eat this torpedo, but fortunately did not cause flooding. And once again, the carrier gets off 2 more torpedoes, and I am going to have to make a hard turn as quickly as possible. And it looks like he is bringing in additional torpedoes, and I eat another one. Fortunately, no flooding once again. This is very, very fortunate because it is allowing me from not having to use my repair. I'm just gonna have to eat 2. And we were detected, and we are being hydroacoustic, so that must mean that it's probably the Neptune. And it looks like the Neptune is pushing around, and this is a mistake on this enemy Neptune's part. He is coming around the corner fully broadside. Now I am actually going to be quickly turning in to prevent him from getting my citadels. You can see we've already racked up 10 citadels, 12 citadels, and we take out the Neptune. So the Neptune is taken out, so that's setting us ahead 1 ship against the enemy. I am detected by plane, and we at least know that the Zhao was around there somewhere. Now, the Zhao, had they worked in unison, probably would have been able to take me out, but instead the Zhao is actually going to be pushing into B, and he, I believe, is going to try to help take out this Amagi. I do land some decent hits on this Zhao, which is very nice. And as we're shooting this out, I kind of want to point out where the friendly rune is. RCV is down at J6. Look where our friendly rune is. Our friendly rune is at I6 and I5. He's no help to our team whatsoever. Granted, he does have some AA, but it's not that particularly powerful. And yeah, he's not able to really assist. Granted, he is staying alive to where we won't lose points on that. I mean, that's only one good thing from it, but he's not useful to taking out any of the enemy teams because obviously we're kind of at a draw right now. Unfortunately for us, the Amagi is just going to get hammered away by the turrets and now the Zhao. Now, I am pinging on the map for someone to spot this Iowa. Had a very good opportunity to drop torpedoes had he been spotted, but unfortunately I'm actually gonna have to maneuver away because I was out of my smoke screen. Our smoke screen did dissipate, and I am having to move away. Now, at this point, I'm not really able to assist my team without being detected. The Zhao is actually, without being able to shoot someone, the Iowa does come around the corner, and my smoke screen, it comes off in about 10 seconds, something like that. So I get kind of ready to fire at this Iowa to try to take out a little more of his health, since he is essentially the only target, and I go ahead and pop my smoke screen while firing as well. Now, the Amagi is just being focused on by the carrier, the Zhao, and the Stirpitz. He's doing his very best, so I give high praise to Amagi, having to face 3 enemy ships, but unfortunately does go down to the CV's torpedo planes. And essentially all that's left on our team is the Gearing, the Rune, and the CV. On the enemy team there is the Zhao, the Tirpitz, the Iowa, and the Hakaym. Now the Tirpitz is very low on health. Now you will see me every now and then take a look at the location of the Tirpitz. I'm seeing where he is, seeing if I can land shots on him. He is only sitting at 3,000 points of health. If I can take him out before he gets a heal off, that's one less ship we have to worry about, and that will give us a points advantage, because due to the fact that Gearing has actually pushed into C and has actually captured it, is keeping us in the lead. Now the Iowa is pushing into B and is starting to cap it, and the Zhao is coming in, but we're landing hits on this Tirpitz, land about 1,000, just one more good shell hit, and we get the kill on the Tirpitz. Very, very nice. Now the Zhao is probably wanting me dead, so I'm actually going to maneuver out of here as quickly as possible. My smoke screen is actually going to be around here for a little while. Now, I did drop my torpedoes, my starboard torpedoes, so therefore I can't fire them for another minute. Now, I could have sat there in that smoke screen and let him get closer, but I believe the smoke screen was actually going to start running out here soon, so I'd rather be in a more beneficial position. And whoa, those shots went weird. So I dropped my starboard, went ahead and dropped off 4, kind of his general direction. Now fortunately the smoke screen does block me for a little bit longer, so it allows me to get behind the island, but there the smoke screen has dissipated. Now this enemy Zhao is playing a very fantastic game. He's staying bow in. It is extremely difficult for a Neptune to deal that significant damage, but he did switch over to AP. Fortunately, does not land a Citadel on me at all, and I'm just gonna try to keep my ship as angled as possible, and this is really beneficial for anyone that's going up the British line. Granted, your armor is very, very thin, but it's a lot better trying to angle as much as possible and not get citadeled. Against Zhao, you can actually do this with some ease. Now, I have slowed up in a preemptive attempt to lay down my smoke screen, knowing that my smoke screen was off cooldown. Now, this smoke screen is going to save my life. Now, I do have to be careful because the Zhao may have hydroacoustics. He may, but it's also possible he does have AA Madness. Does set 2 fires on us. I go ahead and run my cooldown, or my damage control party, and I don't want the Zhao to get too close to me. Granted, I could possibly kill him, but I want to get some distance away from him as much as possible, and I start turning in, and fortunately my torpedoes reload just at the right moment that I'm able to get my back torpedoes off, and I go ahead and dump them all. Now the enemy CV has brought his planes in, but fortunately my torpedoes are in smoke, and the Zhao has no way to dodge that, and now I have to deal with the enemy carrier's torpedo planes. I'm turning in to try to negate any torpedo hits, do dodge the first 2 sets, but I still have a third I have to worry about, and it looks like the third is going to actually miss. Fortunately, the Neptune does have a very, very high acceleration, and I misjudged that aim right there. Wrong way. Yeah, wrong way. So I was able to dodge all 3 spread of torpedoes, and here I was just shaking. That battle was very intense. This battle just was, it was exciting. Like I rarely feel this in World of Warships, to the point where one mistake could cost you the game. Now the Hakaym is spotted by me, and I'm able to open fire, and really it came down to it that I helped carry the game. Granted, the Gearing did a fantastic job capping. That whole point of capping does save us, because if we did not have that cap, it's possible the enemy team would have won. Now I am pushing to A, and there are the enemy dive bombers incoming, and gonna have to try to dodge and weave as much as possible. Fortunately, his first drop misses completely. Still trying to do some damage against the enemy Hakaym, but his next drop does land, does knock out 3 of our torpedoes and set us on fire. But I'm gonna go ahead and hold off on the damage control until his next drop, and we are gonna go ahead and use my heal. But I think we're actually gonna win this due to the fact that we have capped for so long and gained almost 1,000 points. But in the end, this game was very, very exciting and very, very close. So we're gonna go ahead and jump to the victory screen. So our team earned a victory. We brought home 512,665 silver, 8,671 XP, and 434 free XP. We did 116,467 points of damage, 191 shell hits, 2 torpedo hits, 27 plane shot downs, 1 incapacitation, 3 kills, 12 citadels, 1 base capture, and 5 secondary hits. We were top of the team with a base XP of 2,819. We did 42,000 against the enemy Neptune, around 37,000 against the Zhao, around 3,000 against the Tirpitz. Yes, kind of stole that kill, but he needed to die. It was securing a kill, so that's good. We did around 27,000 against the Hakaym and only around 7,000 against the Iowa. So after everything was said and done, we brought home 305,245 silver. And yeah, that game was very, very intense. I will have to fully admit I was shaking. And I do love my Neptune. For whatever reason, I have become a god with this ship. Some days, not so much, but days like this, yeah, I have really fallen in love with British cruisers. If you are working up the British cruiser line, it's well worth the wait, well worth the grind. I know how extremely difficult and annoying it can be going up through the British cruiser line, but well worth it. So this is actually going to be it for this special bonus video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zai Jen.